I'm Sergeant Sean Hampton, Public Information Officer for the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. Today, just after 3 p.m., law enforcement agencies in the South area, the Sacramento Sheriff's Department and the Elk Grove Police Department began receiving calls to our communications center regarding a carjacking that had just occurred. The victim was identified as an employee of SMUD and was driving a full-size line truck with a boom. He indicated he was carjacked, and the suspect had departed the scene in that vehicle. This is a large vehicle, as many people have seen these types of vehicles on the roadway. Our officers, along with Elk Grove police officers and the Sheriff's Department's helicopter, were able to track the vehicle and located the vehicle traveling on the roadway. Upon observing the vehicle immediately took off and a pursuit started. During that pursuit, which wound through the area of Wilton, which is a rural area in South Sacramento, the suspect went through several pieces of property, several people's fields and residential areas, charging the vehicle through fences and gates as he fled from officers. At some point during that pursuit, an officer, fearing for his safety, discharged his firearm at the suspect vehicle. It does not appear at this time that the suspect was hit. The pursuit continued. All officers continued pursuing, and no officers were hit as a result of the shooting either. The suspect continued driving. A tack strip was deployed by officers that were pursuing and that were ahead of the vehicle, and that tack strip ended up being successful and flattened one of the suspect vehicle's tires. The suspect vehicle tried to make the turn here onto the northbound on-ramp to 99 from Dillard Road here in South Sacramento and lost control of the vehicle, and he was subsequently taken into custody. The vehicle sustained a great degree of damage. Most of that was caused by his driving behavior through the rural fields and plowing through people's fences and gates. At this point, the suspect is in custody. He may have some minor injuries due to the collision, but at this point we do not believe he was struck by any gunfire. Our investigators are continuing to investigate, and we will be out here not only at this scene but at the other scenes throughout the county, investigating and attempting to piece together the details and determine exactly what happened, how many rounds were fired, and what officer fired those rounds.
I was just about to ask more about that shooting situation. So you were saying the deputy feared for his or her life. Could you walk us through that situation? Was that deputy in pursuit driving at the same time, or were they stopped?
So while I don't have the details of all of that right now, it appears at this point the officer was in his vehicle. The suspect was driving toward him and had taken several law enforcement vehicles on head-on, and had really kind of shown a degree of aggressiveness or violence that he was not afraid to take on a law enforcement officer head-on or take on other motorists head-on. So definitely posing a risk to public safety, and especially with the propensity for violence shown on the front end of this, where the resulting thing that made this happen or started this was a violent carjacking where the employee of SMUD was assaulted.
Do you mind telling us more about that assault? What happened?
I don't have all those details just yet. We're really still in the infancy of this. We have the officers with that man right now. They're getting his statement, making sure he's taken care of. He is going to survive his injuries. It does not appear they are life-threatening at this point. He was talking and had the wherewithal to be able to contact the law enforcement and have a very good conversation, provide some very detailed information pertaining to the location and direction of travel of the vehicle.
And we were just at that other scene too, so it looked like SMUD was working in that area, and this happened maybe on the job?
I'm not sure exactly where it happened. I don't have all those details just yet. I'll work on that as we develop more throughout this investigation. I'll be able to provide everyone, including our community, with more details.
And Sean, this is just a wild situation. Last year we had several suspects who were taking over fire trucks, and we've seen it before, but in the middle of the day, in the middle of traffic hour, what's going through your deputies' minds in terms of finding this person and getting this person in custody?
So while we really want to look at the overall public safety hazard, right? We have a person that's committed an act of violence on another member of our community while that person was working and is fleeing actively from law enforcement. It certainly creates a very dynamic situation involving multiple law enforcement agencies, air support, and working together cohesively is one thing that we really do. We work together well with the Elk Grove Police Department. We all are able to communicate on radio channels, and fortunately we've had the opportunity to be able to train, and our folks are very well versed in working together and really coming together and making our community more safe.
Gotcha. And then the suspect's a man. Do we know?
I don't have any information on the suspect at this point. I'm not even sure what race he is. Don't know how old he is, but I will provide that information later on tonight. If he is booked into custody, he will be booked into custody in one of our jails, and I will have his booking photo available upon his booking into custody.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Good. Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
All right. Oops. So just to recap really quickly what Sean Hampton said with the Sacramento County Sheriff Department. Sorry, it's very windy out here. So really what happened was a SMUD worker was working, and then a assault happened with some man who wanted to take over his vehicle. That person then did that, then led police and helicopter as well on a pursuit. That was a pursuit through neighborhoods, that was a pursuit through fields, that was a pursuit through property belonging to a lot of people in this area. So that pursuit then ended here on the Dillard on-ramp, which would be going north on 99. So we will get more video of the SMUD vehicle that was taken. It looks like a normal lineman type vehicle. Sean, what is the name of that kind of truck? Is there a specific name for it?
Commercial service truck.
Okay.
Line truck.
Okay, got it. So it's one of those vehicles we were showing you at the other scene too that you probably saw. But again, an officer did fire his weapon at this suspect because what was happening was the suspect was driving and the deputy was in fear for his life, so fired a shot, but Sac Sheriff doesn't believe that suspect was actually hit. But again, that was a moment because he feared for his safety. This suspect was driving very fast towards them and according to the Sac Sheriff, had no problem going right head on with an officer. So that's when that happened, the shooting happened. But again, the victim, who is a SMUD worker, is expected to be okay, has been giving statements and providing updates for Sac Sheriff. So we don't have any more information about the suspect, but we do know it is a man, and we will have more information on that coming up tonight on Late News Tonight at 11. So again, we are on the on-ramp on Dillard, the exit of Dillard, on the north on-ramp, heading north on 99 at the moment. So we're gonna get more information, more details as this becomes available, but right now this is where the pursuit ended after going on a high-speed chase through Wilton, through fields, through people's property, in neighborhoods as well. And again, this is you know what time it is right now. It's the busy rush hour on a Friday of people heading home. So again, this pursuit, thank goodness, ended here before continuing on 99 with other people who are driving at this time. So I've got a lot of you saying show the truck. We're going to try and get closer, so we'll do that for you. I'm going to walk this direction and do that. So let me turn this around. What time is it? Okay. Thanks again, Sean. I'm going to get a little bit closer to show you all the truck, the vehicle that was stopped here. Again, the man who was driving it has been arrested and will be booked into jail tonight. He has some minor injuries, is what we've been told. Is this how far we can go? Yeah, okay. I'm going to just stand next to you.
Sounds good.
I'm going to zoom in so I can show you all. It's going to be really shaky. I'm sorry. My hands are... Oh my gosh, excuse me. My allergies are awful. All right, so that is the truck, everyone. Well, we are about to be in the news at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna probably end this and get ready for a potential live shot. So that's kind of the latest that we have out here. But again, just wanted to bring you up to speed. We'll have much more details tonight coming up on Late News Tonight at 11. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions and I will let you know the answers to the best of my ability. Okay, bye.